Once upon a time, in a faraway kingdom nestled between towering mountains and lush green valleys, there lived a wise and beloved king. The king had 3 beautiful daughters, each more lovely than the last. The eldest daughter was named Irina, the second was called Roxandra, and the youngest and most enchanting of all was Princess Ileana. The king loved his daughters dearly and wished for nothing but their happiness. He often took them to the royal gardens, where they would play and sing amidst the flowers. As they grew older, the king decided it was time to determine their future husbands, so he called them to his throne room one morning. "My dear daughters," the king began, his voice warm and full of love, "I have consulted the stars and spoken with the wisest men of the land. It is time for you to marry and bring joy to our kingdom. But instead of choosing your husbands myself, I will let fate decide." The princesses were puzzled but trusted their father. The king handed each daughter a piece of parchment and a golden quill. "Go to your chambers tonight," the king instructed, "and write your destiny on these parchments. Then, place them under your pillows and sleep. By morning, your future husbands will be revealed to you in your dreams." The princesses did as their father commanded. That night, in the silence of their chambers, they wrote on their parchments and placed them under their pillows before drifting off to sleep. The princesses' dreams. When the sun rose the next day, the princesses awoke, eager to share their dreams with the king. Irina, the eldest, was the first to speak. "Father," she said with a shy smile, "I dreamt of a brave and handsome prince who will come from a distant land to marry me. He was noble and kind, and I felt great joy in my heart." The king nodded approvingly and turned to Roxandra. "And what of your my daughter?" Roxandra blushed as she recounted her vision. "Father, I dreamt of a prince as well, a man of great wisdom and strength. He was dressed in fine robes, and I knew he would be a wonderful husband." The king smiled, pleased with the promising futures of his 2 eldest daughters. Finally, he turned to Ileana, whose face was troubled. "And you, my dear Ileana? What did you dream?" Ileana hesitated, her voice trembling slightly. "Father, I had a strange dream. I saw a large and terrifying pig. He spoke to me in a gentle voice, asking for my hand in marriage. Though I was frightened at first, something in his eyes made me trust him." The king frowned deeply, his heart sinking at the thought of his precious daughter marrying a pig. But he was a man of his word and had promised to let fate decide. He sighed heavily and said, "We must honor the dreams, for they are the work of destiny. My daughters, prepare yourselves, for your husbands will soon arrive." The unexpected visitors. Days passed, and as foretold, 2 noble princes arrived at the castle, each seeking the hand of Irina and Roxandra. The kingdom rejoiced, and preparations for the double wedding began at once. The palace buzzed with excitement, yet amidst all the joy, Ileana remained sorrowful. She had not seen or heard from her destined husband, the pig. The king tried to comfort her, but nothing could ease her sadness. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, a strange noise echoed through the palace halls. It was the sound of hooves clattering against the moors, followed by the grunts and snorts of a pig. The courtiers gasped in horror as a large, muddy pig entered the throne room. To everyone's astonishment, the pig knelt before the king and spoke in a deep, rumbling voice, "Your Majesty, I have come to claim Princess Ileana as my bride, as was foretold in her dream." The courtiers murmured in disbelief. The king, bound by his promise, nodded solemnly. "If this is your fate, Ileana, then so be it. You shall marry the pig." Tears welled in Ileana's eyes, but she knew she could not defy her father's destiny that had been laid out for her. The wedding was hastily arranged, and the once joyful palace was now shrouded in sorrow. The Enchanted Forest. After the wedding, the pig took Ileana to his home, a small, humble hut deep within an enchanted forest. The forest was dark and eerie, filled with strange creatures and whispering trees. Ileana was frightened, but the pig spoke kindly to her. "Do not fear, dear Ileana," the pig said gently. "This forest may seem frightening, but it is filled with magic and wonder. I will protect you, and in time, you will see the beauty hidden within these woods." Though Ileana was still wary, she began to feel a glimmer of hope. The pig was not cruel or harsh, he treated her with care and respect, and slowly, she began to see beyond his appearance. She spent her days exploring the forest, discovering its secrets and making friends with the animals who lived there. At night, the pig would tell Ileana stories of faraway lands and ancient magic. His voice was soothing, and she found comfort in his presence. As the days turned into weeks, Ileana's fear and sadness began to fade, replaced by a growing curiosity about her husband. Evening, as they sat by the fire, Ileana asked the question that had been on her mind since their wedding day. "Why are you a pig?" she asked softly. "Is this some curse or spell?" The pig looked at her with sad eyes. "Yes, Ileana. I was once a prince, but a wicked sorceress cast a spell on me, turning me into this form. The only way to break the spell is for a princess to marry me willingly and love me for who I am." Ileana's heart ached at the thought of the pig's suffering. "And if the spell is broken, will you return to your true form?" The pig nodded. "Yes, but only if the love is true and pure." Ileana looked into the pig's eyes, and for the first time, she saw the man hidden within. She realized that she had grown to care for him, not as a pig, but as a kind and gentle soul. The test of love. Days turned into months, and Ileana's love for the pig deepened. She no longer saw him as an animal but as a companion and friend. One night, as they sat by the fire, the pig asked her a question that would change their lives. "Ileana," he began hesitantly, "do you love me?" Ileana's heart raced. She knew this was the moment of truth. "Yes," she whispered, "I love you." As soon as the words left her lips, a blinding light filled the hut. Ileana shielded her eyes, and when the light faded, she gasped in astonishment. The pig was gone, and in his place stood a handsome prince, tall and regal, with kind eyes and a warm smile. "Ileana," the prince said, his voice filled with emotion, "your love has broken the spell. I am free." Ileana could hardly believe her eyes. The man before her was the same one she had come to love, but now he was in his true form. She rushed into his arms, tears of joy streaming down her face. The prince held her close, and the enchanted forest around them seemed to come alive with celebration. The trees whispered songs of joy, and the animals danced in the moonlight. The return to the kingdom. News of the prince's transformation spread quickly, and soon the king and the entire kingdom learned of the miracle. The king was overjoyed to see his daughter return with her true love, and the kingdom rejoiced once more. A grand celebration was held in honor of the prince and Princess Ileana. The palace was filled with laughter and music, and the people danced late into the night. The prince and Ileana were inseparable, their love stronger than ever. The two other princesses, Irina and Roxandra, were happy and marveled at the power of true love. They too had found happiness with their husbands, but they knew that Ileana's love story was one for the ages. The prince and Ileana ruled the kingdom together with wisdom and compassion. They often returned to the enchanted forest, where they spent time among the magical creatures who had become their friends. The forest, once dark and mysterious, was now a place of light and joy, thanks to the love that had blossomed there. The legacy of love. Years passed, and the prince and Ileana had children of their own, who grew up hearing the tale of how their parents' love had broken a powerful. The story became a legend in the kingdom, a reminder of the strength of love and the power of seeing beyond appearances. The enchanted forest continued to thrive, a symbol of the magic that could be found in the most unexpected places. The prince and Ileana's love story was told for generations, inspiring countless others to believe in the power of love. And so, the prince and Princess Ileana lived happily ever after, their hearts forever entwined, their love an everlasting beacon of hope in the kingdom and beyond.